50 years
3, 2,
later.
1. Now.
Spiritually high. Okay, so we have been building on the idea for this last 3 or 4 talks of let us help you do life. And the theme we have been using is engaging, embracing, and empowering life. What do I mean by all that? Well, I'm going to tell you. Fully engaging life, the lowercase l, which stands for the human experience. And it means being present, being aware of what is going on in our lives, what our feelings are, of being conscious, being involved and active in our own lives, not sleepwalking through life on automatic pilot, as some people do. Deeply embracing life, the uppercase L stands for spirit, divinity, pure consciousness, the life of God. And it means realizing there is a powerful good in the universe and we can use it. We are very powerful beings, if no one has ever told you that. I tell you that nearly every week, so I gotta tell it to myself too, because I have to remember. And to use it, make conscious connection with that power. That means to develop a relationship with the God within. Empowering our lives. Life means standing strong in who and whose you are. Standing strong in the power that lies within each and every one of us. It's been amazing. Knowing all of this leads to an extraordinary experience in our life / divine life. We're expressing spirit in human form. And I've said a very important statement in the last few weeks, and I want us to review it today to lay the foundation for the work we will be doing. Who you are and the power you are extraordinary. Who you are and the power you are both phenomenal. You know that you're phenomenal, right? You know that you're extraordinary because that is the truth. So, who are you and what is that power that I'm speaking of here? Remember from the first 2 weeks, if you were here and paying attention, they are so good that I want to say them again. One more time. I am the mighty ocean in a drop of water, and as such, I have the power of the ocean at my fingertips. I am a vehicle of concentrated God stuff. I love that. And as such, I have the power of God concentrate at my disposal. I am formed expression of the infinite unformed. And as such, I have the power to form from the infinite unformed. If you don't know what that means, or you're new here, we're surrounded by this consciousness of unformed stuff, the law, if you will, divine law. And what we think, and what we feel, and what we say, we are putting into that unformed stuff and bringing it into manifestation in our life in form. I've said a very important statement, and that was it. So here's more. I am a singular manifestation of all that is. And as such, all that is me. I am a point of light of the eternal sun, and as such, it is my responsibility to shine. Make sure you shine in your light. I am a perfect creation of the Creator of all. And as such, I am a creator. We create our lives. If you want to know how you're doing, take a look at your life. It is going to reflect what you're thinking, feeling, saying, and doing in life. And so far, we spent over 2 weeks aligning with who we really are. And with building this with passion and with enthusiasm. And then we spent the last week releasing the past. All of last week was talking about one way we can finally release the past that might be operating in our lives today. And maybe we don't want it to be operating in our lives today. If you do, then keep it. So, who remembers their first exposures, some people here it is their first exposure, to New Thought teachings? Remember how exciting it was? Oh my God, it was over 30 years ago. I was so excited. Oh my goodness, I was like out of my mind excited. Only the way I could get excited. And I was so excited for this teaching. Really hit a nerve in me that was finally makes sense. Because my religious upbringing, it didn't make any sense to me. I'm like, this doesn't work for me. And this is a little 8-year-old. At the time I had a British accent, so it was pretty bizarre. But I'm pretty bizarre. Anyway. As you got excited, did you think that your excitement, your passion alone would take you where you wanted to go? And the answer to that is perhaps yes. And did it? Not so much. Not so much. Because we get into it. We're there at class, we're studying these principles, and we're going to change our lives instantly. I remember when The Secret came out. Everybody was going to use that law of attraction and change their lives. That's why I created a law of attraction class whenever it was that it came out, a long time ago now. Because I knew what would happen. You know, you forget. So these teachings help us to remember who we are and to continuously remember, even when we forget, for a pause, for a moment. We remember at the core of everything is our divine nature, which is powerful. Principle of life itself, for all that we have or ever shall need, it is not some power or a great power, it is all power. And then Ernest Holmes said, that was from Ernest Holmes, and then he said, we must feel it, know it, and then act as though it were true. Isn't that the truth? Yes. Feel it, know it, that no matter what is going on in my life, no matter what is going on, I am above that because I am a creative being of this pure consciousness where I came from and where I will arrive at once again. It's eternal. Act as though it were true. And Mike Dooley, he's incredible. He sends emails out from the universe, if anyone is aware. Well, he wrote a book. And it's called Leveraging the Universe. 7 Steps to Engaging Life's Magic. So this is what I'm going to read from there. We must avail ourselves of the universe's magic. We must go out into the world so that our manifestation can reach us, so that little serendipities, coincidences, happy accidents can fall into our path that wouldn't have otherwise happened if we had sat at home waiting for a breakthrough. And boy, does that happen a lot. Well, this is what I really want. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to think about it a lot. Not much happens, although thought's creative, but so is divinely inspired action, which we're going to talk about. That's the important part of manifesting what we want in our lives. And so we can get very excited about how life works and the idea of the power that we are and have, and then we can get very discouraged when things don't seem to work out the way we intended for them to. Could it be that we had been a lot like the man who prayed and prayed that he would win the lottery, but never bought a ticket? We don't have to worry about that at Joyful Gatherings. Where is he? Joe Scott back there has a little group, and he buys lottery tickets every week. So we know that at some point, our lottery ticket's going to come in big. I know it.
Yes.
So sometimes that happens. We talk a lot, but we don't do anything about it. Now here's a piece that is missing from spiritual teaching. And it is, what is ours to do? What is ours to do? Taking action, sometimes called divine action, inspired action, listening to our intuitive self, that is the action of the divine giving us messages, and is critically important on this journey of engaging life and embracing life. But there's more than just taking that divine action, even inspired, divinely guided action. It's differentiating between what we will do and what we delegate to the universe to do. Remember that law, that substance, that pure consciousness? That's God. That's it. That's the universe. That's the one. That's unity. That's all there is. Well, it's unformed substance. We're thinking the thought. Are we doing what we're guided to do? And then letting go. And letting the universe then provide the manifestation. You got to work together with it because there's only one. And that law of divinity always says yes. So if you're thinking negatively all the time, it's going to say yes. It's neutral. Here you go. Here's more of that misery that you've been thinking. So clarify our thoughts. I want to suggest a very specific plan of action to help make this difference. So this is something from Mike Dooley's book. Now in your bulletins, everyone's got a note paper. If you care to draw this, otherwise use your mind's eye. I'm going to give you a little action to take, right? And you should all have pens, right? This is going to help us differentiate between what is ours to do and what we delegate to the universe. In your mind's eye or on a piece of paper, imagine drawing a triangle, right? This triangle will ultimately contain all the action steps necessary for a single dream of yours to come true. So it's important that it be large enough for you to write down many words. Your triangle should be large enough, and many phrases inside of it. It's a little exercise from the book. Now draw a vertical line down the middle of your triangle, cutting the triangle in half from top to bottom. That means starting at the top of the triangle, where the point is, and drawing a straight line down to the center of the triangle's base. In the bottom left of a triangle, write your name outside, write your name. And in the bottom right, write God, or life, or consciousness, or whatever you call a higher power, the only power. That you want this to represent your life. You can create a triangle for any and all of your dreams. So it should be one dream, and you write the dream on top of the triangle, right? And I don't usually do this stuff, but this is like for a class, but today's like a class in the talk, so we're gonna do it. So it could be for clarity, for an improved relationship, a new career, or a new way of living life, a new direction, health, or anything else that you might want or desire in your life. So, on your side of the triangle, think of any or all this one item that you can write down and do to further your advancement toward the realization of your dream. Got it? This is good for a class, but we're doing it now. And you can do this at home. This is so simple. Include all you can do physically, logically, emotionally, and spiritually to achieve the goal at the top of the triangle. And try to get as many things in there as you can. Some may seem ridiculous. Some you may never do. But get the juices flowing. We have to stir the pot. We want to get our energy awake and excited again. Because sometimes we fall asleep and we don't have that enthusiasm for these teachings and for life anymore. And here are some ideas if you want to change or improve your career, work, or livelihood. Start or continue refining your education, what you're studying. For me, personally, because this just happened, so I'm going to share it. Most of you know I took 60 weeks of quantum physics, which was really mind-bending. I didn't even know what I was reading. And I took it on Zoom. My teacher, Dr. James Mellon's in California. So I'm like, oh, he's offering Advanced Consciousness 3. That's 90 weeks now. I'm like, I really don't want to do this. But that thing inside me was like, yeah, you do. And I'm like, no, I don't have enough time. You know, we always have that. I don't have enough time. I'm doing this other class, I'm teaching this guy. So he puts it on a day I can't make. The universe gave me a message, I say to Steve. I'm not supposed to take this class. Then he put it at a different time. I said, see, I'm not supposed to take this class. Well, Thursday, he changed the day and the time for people in time zones. And I'm thinking, well, I know he's talking about me. Oh, so I had to, with some encouragement, sign up for it. So I made the commitment. God knows where it's taken me. But it's part of the continuing of deepening my consciousness and our consciousness when we sign up to things. And we're like, there's no way, I can't make this. We have a million excuses. But anyway, that's just one example. It could be to obtain certificates or licensing or websites or create a business plan or something, a life plan. Actively seek or strategize to find new partners, investors, customers, friends in your life. Most people up here are retired, but those who are not, to just put yourself out there, because the universe is going to keep delivering, and we don't know in what manner. There's infinite possibilities, truly. Ask a mentor for help. Read how-to books if you need to, and success stories of people who are in that line of living or working. Help others who want what you want. And then you have more of an expanded consciousness. Now, I know that sometimes we want a change like this, but don't really know how to specifically do it, to get it. How do we define that we're going to actually do this? Do what I did, just do it. Because I don't know how I'm going to do this. And if that's the case, keep doing what you're doing. Just improve it each time. Just do it a little bit better. And it doesn't matter what it is, because I told you that this unformed substance doesn't care. It just says yes. So if you're doing more things that give you joy and that really, even if they're frustrating, but you know they're the right thing for you, do more, do a little bit better. So back to the triangle. On your side of the triangle, you would write down ways in which you could be doing better at where you are and what you're doing. Ways that you could hone your skills and become a master, or at least know more of what's before you right now. What's in your days to live for? So does that make sense?
Yes.
Am I just like off on a tangent? Can I have some feedback?
Yeah.
It makes sense?
We're good.
Yeah.
Does not make sense.
It makes sense.
Oh, good.
I will do it.
All right, I gotta have a little feedback there. The other side of the triangle is where you're going to put in what the universe can do for you. Thinking of possible miracles. I love that word. Possible miracles, serendipities, synchronicities, happy accidents that you might not have experienced if you didn't let go and let this universal brilliance reflect it back to you. All of this helps you move towards the realization of your dreams. And here's some quick examples. Help you unexpectedly meet new people. Maybe you want to meet new people. Give you the bright idea that you needed to move forward. Provide inspiration and motivation when you need it the most. Open your eyes to new possibilities. Help you negotiate through these obstacles that appear in life. And remove distractions that are not serving you, like social media. That's a big one for me. So I've been doing less and less of that so that I can work toward what I really want to feel, be, do in this life. Install confidence. I can do this. I know I can do this class. I know I can read another book in a week. I know I can do all of this. My ego self says, no, you can't. But that intuitive voice says, oh, yes, you can, and you're going to do it. So I've learned to listen to the intuition. And doing this exercise can reveal what negative beliefs and thoughts you might have that are limiting you. So we're getting the picture. And that is from Mike Dooley's book. It's called The Triangle Process. Now here's a really important point. Realize that even if you did absolutely everything on your side of the list, it will never be enough to bring forth the life of your dreams. And if the universe is on the other side of this, has all geared up to rock and roll in your life, and you're not open to those inspired thoughts as they come to you, if you don't listen to them, you're not listening to what you truly want in life, like that manifestation. I have no idea why I'm taking this class, except to make my life a little more busier. But there's something there I'm supposed to know, and I truly believe that. I really do. So here's the deal. If you don't do all that you can do with what you have from where you are, your side of the triangle, the universe cannot do all he can do unless you're open and receptive to it. So it has to work together, it has to. And said another way by Abraham Lincoln, without divine assistance, you cannot achieve. With it, you cannot fail. So when you are working with that, that's why it's important to have that relationship with the divine, because you'll know it. You'll know when something's right, and just do it. This is how we engage life and really fully embrace life. The more we do with our life, the more life can do for us. It moves through us. Each of us take these baby steps, which increases exponentially life's ability to reach us. So this is also from Mike Dooley. It's one of the email notes from the universe. You can Google that. I've been doing this for years. He writes this: tiny little dreams require tiny little thoughts and tiny little steps. Great big dreams require great big thoughts and tiny little steps. It's always going to be a step in the direction that you want to manifest or create in your life, this experience or whatever it is. In Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes wrote, we must realize that there is one infinite mind which is consciously directing our destiny. Declare every day that there is one supreme intelligence which governs, guides, and guards, tells me what to do, when to act, and how to act. Having done this in perfect faith, act with perfect assurance. Wait, you might say to yourself, isn't all that talk about taking action, about looking at all you can do with what you have from where you are? Really, is it just, messing with, this is what my Dooley uses, cursed hows? Because as we know, our job in life is to know what, to clearly know what, but the blessed houses, and then we let the universe do it the best way possible. We don't have to figure out how to do every single thing. And it might seem that it's a little unbalanced there, but it's not. What differentiates a how from doing all you can with what you have from where you are is not what you do, but how you view what you do. It's a mouthful. Yeah. How you view it. Is it bringing you joy? Is it something that's uplifting? Pay attention. Be aware. If you view things on your side of the triangle and how you're going to make your big dreams come true, you'll feel like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. Well, I don't know how to do this. This is going to be so much. I mean, we do this and we talk ourselves out of what we really want to do in life. We talk ourselves out of our dreams. We talk ourselves out of it. So, we have to pay attention. However, if you view your side of the triangle as your way of embracing life and harnessing the power that is around, through, and as you, then instead of seeing yourself as the one responsible for hitting the home run in your life, your action steps become the pitches to the universe so that this divine energy can hit the home run for us. We don't have to know how it's going to happen. Just keep taking those tiny steps. So you don't have to hit the home run. You don't have to make anything happen. No one step is the answer. It's always little steps, and then at the end you have this wonderful congregation. I don't know how this happened. I have no idea how this happened. I just kept following the little guidance I was getting out of the universe. This is how. And I listened. So my challenge to you this week, and it's a little different kind of a talk today, but I hope it helps us understand that it is us and our divine self working together in alignment that creates our lives. So my challenge to you this week is to make pyramids on paper or anywhere else you want. 2 or 3, all with their own category. And here's a final note from the universe that pretty much sums up what we talked about this morning. He writes, "It's true." I like this one. "It's true, the early bird gets the worm. So does the late bird. And so does the bird in between. Because by design, there are always more than enough birds." We know the universe is always more than enough. And he continues, "In fact, the only bird that doesn't get a worm is the bird that doesn't go out to get it. It just sits at home and thinks about it." And I'm so glad, because I am not an early person, and this early bird would never catch a worm. But the worms are endless. That's the great part of this. So let's get clear within our consciousness, within our minds, what's ours to do? What's ours to do? And then we let the universe, we let God, we let the law, we let it take over and bring forth the hows. And so it is.
So it is.